Guys, it's going to be a wee bit of a plagiarism, really. It's stuff that I've put together over the last few years. Okay, a lot of this I did with Ulster as well. Okay, now, just to put you on the picture, okay, despite what Jeremy says, my name's not Jesus Christ, okay? I'm here to do a job, all right? I've worked in clubs for nearly 30 years, okay? So I have a fair idea of what success looks like. So that's what I want to emphasize to you guys tonight, because it's you've got to ask yourselves, what are you here for? What are you in a club for? All right, and that's the key thing. What are you in a club for? All right, to have fun. All right, that's the key objective. Right, you've got to have fun. You've got to enjoy it. You've got to enjoy each other's company. All right, but number one, why are you in a club? It's not just about your first 15. It's about your whole club and the people in it. And I'll be emphasizing that, because that's something that I had to take on board last year, all right, in Ballynahinch, and 2 years previous to that in Armagh, all right? And I'll talk more about that when I go. But just to give you a wee bit of an insight, all right, since coming out of Ulster, I've worked in Armagh for 2 seasons, all right? I worked, and now I've worked in Ballynahinch for 1 year, all right? I've been helping at Coleraine University as well. I go up there one night a month, all right, and work with them. That's at nights. During the day, I've been working in BRA, right? That's my steady consultancy. That's where the money basically comes from, right? And I do one night or one day a month in Strabane. I do a little bit with Malone Youth as well. So I'm all over the place. So what do I do? Well, in Armagh, in Ballynahinch, and in BRA, I'm a consultant. I build the rugby in the schools or in the clubs, right? But I think it's not just about building rugby. Rugby is about more than that, in my opinion, right? Rugby is a way of life. It is for me, and it should be in here too. It needs to be a way of life, all right? So, look, it's also very, very important that you realize that I can come up here and I can take sessions, right? I've already been here. I took a session about 4 years ago when I was working with Ulster right here with the youth, all right? And it was a great night, okay? Lots of boys there, lots of boys watching. It was really, really enjoyable. And that's one of the things that I remember. And when Jeremy phoned me, all right, I had very fond memories of that night, very much going forward at that stage, all right? And it'll be great, all right, to come back and try and reignite what you had then. Now, sessions that coaches want, that's what I do, all right? Sessions that coaches want. So I'm very, very happy to come in here and coach, but I need you guys to tell me what you need me to do, all right? I need you guys to tell me what you want, all right? What kind of a session you want, where we are, all right? And I can do anything from positional, all right, team, unit, all right, skills, okay, ruck, maul, anything, all right? But I need to know, okay, and I need a buy-in. I need people to turn up, all right, to work with, okay? There's no point me coming the whole way from Ardmillan, all right? You can look that up when you go home. You'll not find it on a map, all right? But I'm not coming the whole way up from Ardmillan to work with 3-4 people. I want a team to work with, all right? Because that's the only way you'll go forward. So you need to buy in, all right? Now, we can talk more about what I would do from 18s, because I know that your youth are exceptionally strong, all right? And how you keep them. I'm great to see the under-20s going, because I think that's a way forward. That's something that Leinster have on us at the minute, right? They have an unbelievable under-20 league, all right? Which builds in to their academy structure, which builds in to people playing AIL rugby at the top division. All right, so it's something that I think Ulster need to buy into. All right, so we can talk more about that there. But just first, what I want to try and do here is just give you a wee bit of an insight in what I did, all right, whenever I went into Ulster, because this is all then, and then what I did when I went into Armagh, okay, and what I did when I went into Ballynahinch. So it's all built up over the years, right, to this. Okay, so look, this is what I did last season, all right? About this time last year, all right, I had a players' meeting, okay, just like this, all right? And the first thing that we talked about was making sure that we had a strap line that everybody believed in, all right? So I asked for individual, all right, individual drive. That's what it's going to take, all right? So, and this is also what we used at Ulster as well. The individual drives and inspires the collective, and everything we do during the year, all right, was built into that strap line, okay? The individual drives and inspires the collective, all right, to get you guys to where you need to be. So that appeared in every slide that we use, all right? Now, that was just the running order for the night, okay? But we'll just take it on. Now, this year, I was telling Jeremy, I've just finished, all right, 85 one-on-ones with players, all right, 85 one-on-ones. Players, all right, and I did this last year as well when I arrived into the club. And it's crucially important, I think, that your coach or somebody who you respect, you sit down and you talk to, all right? You sit down and you talk to. Now, I had questions that I asked, but then the player was able to come back at me, all right? Now, 9 times out of 10, all right, the responses were all very, very positive, all right? But obviously, in any club, there are people who don't get picked, all right? There are people who train, okay, and maybe they feel they're slightly better than they actually are, all right? So it's, as a coach, you've got to learn to manage expectations, right? And I'm brutally honest, okay? That's just the way I am. I'm brutally honest, right? If you play shite, I tell you play shite, right? If you've something you've got to work on, I tell you you've got to work on it, all right? And I find that that is the best way to be, because that leaves you in no doubt of what you have to do. If you're brilliant, I'll tell you you're brilliant. If you've done something really well, I'll tell you you've done something really, really well, all right? But you've got to take the bitter pill as well, all right? So, after these one-on-ones, all right, this is what we come up with, right? So I asked them, number one, what they thought would be a good goal for the first 15 in the season. Now, the one little thing here is that as you go down here, right, there were other, on this night, we set other goals for our firsts, for our seconds, for our thirds, right, and for our fourths, right? All the goals, what we wanted to achieve, all right? Now, we achieved that, we got a top 4, but we should have had more, okay? We should have had more. And the biggest thing about this year is that the year previous, right, Ballynahinch seconds, thirds, fourths won everything, right? But the firsts just managed to avoid relegation, right? And what we discovered in our one-on-ones was, right, that there was a bit of a divide between the firsts in the club and everybody else, right? So I set about then thinking, right, how do we improve that? What do we do? So this is what we started to put into place, which Jeremy has alluded to, right? To be the best in Ulster, right? But make sure that we are building a reputation out and beyond as we went into the AIL. We had a reputation in the AIL, no problem at all, but in Ulster it didn't quite work out. That's the honesty, right? We needed commitment to conditioning. Ballynahinch have a lovely gym, right? A state-of-the-art gym on the side of the pitches. Fantastic facility, but it wasn't being used, right? So we looked at that there and we set down training. We got a conditioner in, all right, and we got training and conditioning. We'll go into more of that in a minute, all right? There was an awful problem with timekeeping, all right, as we discovered in our one-on-ones. Guys were arriving on time and getting totally pissed off because guys were coming late, 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late, 30 minutes late. Now, that's acceptable once, right? Twice. People have to work. People get held up. But it's the business of people, the same people every time. It shouldn't be the same people every time, right? It shouldn't be. So we put little things, right, in place to solve that. So if somebody arrived 10 minutes later, everybody suffered because we stayed 10 minutes on after the end, all right? So then the group started to work on the people who were fucking them about and being late, right? So you've got to instill that into them to get the group to work rather than the coach, all right? On and off the pitch discipline, that's something that, for those of you who know me, will understand that I find that crucially important. What you do off the pitch will tell me what you'll fucking do on it. All right? It's as simple as that. Okay? So it is crucial, all right, that you're on off pitch discipline. All right? There's a time to have fun. There's a time to get the beers on. All right? But as soon as you walk over the white line, all right, you switch on. You have a job to do. Right? A job to do for your club. Travel arrangements, dress codes, that was the other thing in the one-on-one. They'd gone to shit. Right? Boys were turning up wearing absolutely everything. There was no club identity. The Ballynahinch club identity was on the way out. Boys were turning up wearing anything. So we banned that. We said, no, no, no. You turn up in this. Right? You're a henchman. You turn up in it. All right? And we encouraged them to stay afterwards. Right? We told them they'd got to stay. First 15 players, they were criticised by the seconds, by the thirds, by the fourths, because they just played, and we changed that. We said, right, no, you're in your club, you're at your club, you socialise with your club for at least 60 minutes after the game. You get something to eat, right, and you've got to get your opposite number of beer, right, or a drink, before you fuck off. Right, and that didn't matter whether they're Ulster players, or it didn't matter whether they're Hinch players. Everybody had to do it. All right, so kit organisation. What we're doing this year, all right, with the kit, because one of the things to come out in the one-on-ones is, oh, the first and seconds, they've got lovely polo shirts. All right, we come in and we look like knackers coming in here. All right, so what we're doing this year is with our membership, right, as soon as they all pay their membership, they'll all be given a Ballynahinch polo shirt. Right, so whenever they come in after the game, they've got to have that on. Right, so they come into the bar after the game. Everybody in there, we know who the henchmen are, because they've all got the same top on. Doesn't matter whether the firsts or the evergreens, the sevens, doesn't matter. They're all henchmen. All right, and they'll all come through the door into the club, and there'll be no cliques. They'll not be the first sitting over here, second sitting over there. Because what we're organising this year is we're organising little court sessions, little fun sessions after the games, like dick of the match, all right? All those kind of things, all right? And that'll be done in a total club group, all right? To try and really build the club culture and build the club spirit, right? Now, this next little thing was another thing, because this is very, very important, I think, because first 15s and clubs, all right, think they have a God-given right. Okay, you don't have. All you're doing is looking after the jersey for the guy who takes it off you. All right? You've no God-given right. You're looking after the jersey until the next person comes along who's fucking better than you and he takes it off you. All right? That's the way life is. That jersey is in trust. Okay? You look after it. All right? Your time is when you have it on. All right? And that's crucially important, right? There's nobody bigger than the club. Nobody. All right? So, then we talked about what we wanted them to do as far as development and the affairs of the club. So what we did was, interestingly, you said, right, our general committee, all right, will have 2 players on it. All right, our club captain plus 1. All right? And what we do is they report in anything from the players, right, that needs to be taken to the committee, right? Now, last year then, right, we said as well that we weren't happy with what they were putting into the club. So the first thing, and it worked really, really successfully for me at Armagh, I created a players' social committee, right? So we got 4 guys, all right, to run a social committee on social functions, right, in the club, okay? Now, those could be as simple as, right, 5 to 6:30 beer pong, right? Something really, really simple, but unbelievable crack, right? And it just builds everybody together, all right? This year, all right, I'm fortunate enough to have Nigel Brady working with me, who was my enforcer when we were with Ulster. So he at Ulster, would you believe, we had 6 penalties. So as soon as you create that pride in your club, and your surroundings that you've got. My God, like Ballynhinch would die for this, right? Ballynhinch would die for what you guys have here, right? It's like Ballynhinch like a porta cabin compared to this, right? With no windows. Okay, so take pride in your club and your surroundings, and continue to build the value of it. Right? Build the value of it. Right? And from that there, then you're talking about your jersey. When you lose your jersey, you've left a legacy. You know what I'm saying? You're talked about as doing something for your club. A great fella. Right? And you do something for your club. Right? And then you leave a legacy behind you. Alright? So, remember this is last year. Now, we went from that then to talk about our pitch principles and what we wanted on the pitch. But as you heard from me before, for me, to get this right, you've got to be right off the pitch as well. So you've got to have that mindset. You've got to have that attitude. Alright, so what we did was, right, we talked about improving individuals. We didn't talk about players first. We talked about people. We wanted to make everybody a better person. Right? So, what Jeremy was saying earlier on, right? Every club has that. That bitchiness, right? That, oh, down and out, oh fuck, this is crap, this is no good. You've got to be positive at all. You've got to build your positivity, right? You've got to really, really believe in what you're trying to do. Okay, so, as players, what is your responsibility? This was the next thing I asked them in their one-on-one. What is your responsibility to rugby? I can't give you everything. Right? Fitness, conditioning, your functional role, or your prop. Your functional role is you've got a scrummage, you've got a lift in the line, and you've got to clear a ruck. And if you're lucky and you're good enough, you'll get a ball to carry occasionally. Right? Functional role and improving your skills. And we needed total buy-in from everybody. Units, I'm a shite line coach. Right? There are guys in this room who could probably coach the game better than I can. So what do? You get people who do it better than you. That's the way I coach. People can do things better than I can. Get them in. Which Jeremy is doing. Alright? You've got to get people in to make you better. Right? And challenge you. Alright? You can't be sitting, right, on the same page for the rest of your life. You've got to push yourself forward. Right? You get one shot at this. One shot. So it's about making it better and better and better. So, unit work, not just the responsibility of the coaches, not just Nigel and me, right? Not just Tom Rock who's taking the backs for us, right? It's up to you guys and we want input from you, right? Take our team pitch principles, which are my responsibility, our exit strategies, right? Our attack patterns to a new level. And we weren't far away at the end of the day. We improved them, right? To improve our defence, and like that's our system defence, right? And making sure everybody knew what their role was. Okay? We're still not there yet. We've still got work to do. There's no doubt about that. But we'll get there. Okay? And little bits and pieces from this year that I was able to use throughout the season to throw up for them. Right? Now, this is a BMI bonnet here as a former school teacher. Right? I don't know what it's like in this side of the border, but in the north, right, of Ireland, it's all now about fucking exam results and league tables, right? And it's about getting kids in a room and getting all A's. It's not around an education like what I think what we're losing, right, are leaders. Okay? We're losing leaders. We're losing people who will stand up and be counted. Right? And we need, on a pitch you need 15 leaders. 15 people who will talk. Right? And make sure that we're going in the right direction. So I asked him the question this time last year, who wants it? Who'll drive himself, and most importantly, who'll drive others. Okay? We've got to make sure we have that right to achieve the goals that we set up. Right? So we went on. Right? The next little thing then was our conditioning. Right? Last year it started on the 23rd of May. Right? And what we did was we used the gym. We used the gym for May, alright, and June and the first half of July. Right? Now, and what I did then was halfway through June I brought in little skills clinics. I brought in kicking, right, for our backs. I brought in hookers throwing, right, and forwards lifting the line in, because that was a problem. Still is a fucking problem. We didn't get it solved. Right, we had a stat of 38% on our own line out ball in our green area, which is R22, which is bullshit. Right, a volley in the end of the day cost us a league. Right, so it's still a work on for us. Right, so those ran throughout May and were reassessed at the beginning of June, reassessed at the beginning of July, and then what we did was with the gym, right, when we started our pre-season, we rated it, right, that it was an hour and a half, but to start off with, it was an hour gym, 30 minutes pitch. That was for the first 3 weeks, right? Then we went to 45, 45. Then we flipped it over to go to an hour rugby, 30 minutes conditioning, right? And the boys loved it because it was an hour and a half non-stop, okay? With plenty of variety, plenty of work in it. And that, to be honest with you, plus the little away days, that everybody go on. And I was saying earlier on, nights in the gym, we would have had, as you'll see here, little sessions, right? Started at 6:30, 7. So people were repping through on circuits, right? And weights, right? Then outside for conditioning, right? Sprinting, speed, endurance, all that stuff, right? And we ended up, I think, with something like 90 people repping through. And it was absolutely brilliant because suddenly the firsts were training with the sevens. Do you know what I mean? So it brought the whole club a wee bit more together. Plus the sessions in the summertime at Port Stewart, Port Rush, helped as well. Now, this was just to sum it all up. So we talked about a new Hinch attitude, a new Hinch approach, right? So we talked about the personal discipline, what that meant, right? Not giving away penalties on a Saturday, not getting yellow cards, right? But most importantly, right, off the pitch, being on time, turning up with your kit, right? Making sure, right, you are looking after what you've been given, right? So in previous years, somebody would arrive on a Saturday and would, Meg, fuck, I forgot my socks. That didn't happen because Michael said, you got your socks, you're given your socks, right? There's a new pair of socks, you owe me £5, right? So you're trying to always create value, right? To make sure you look after what you've got. Little things as well, right? Emphasis on team. We talked about looking after the changing rooms. Now I know you guys are big into the All Blacks and all here with Dave Gallagher, etc., etc. But Mike Preston, who was our manager stroke bagman, said, just come in and just chuck their jerseys in the ground. I said, what? What? They came in and just threw the jersey. I said, just throw it down. I lost a rag when I heard that. I told the lads, they don't come in here and throw a Hinch jersey in the ground. That's a lack of respect. Right? Hang your jersey up even when it's pigging, and you hand it to Michael to put in the kit bag. Small things make huge differences. So we talked about that team emphasis and that club emphasis. We talked about the way we wanted to play, right? Building a collective approach to the way we want to play the game, right? And I asked them the question, is this new Hinch attitude for you, right? And then what I did was, and this is what I think is really, really important, I asked them to sign. Would they buy in? Right? I could have asked them to sign it in blood, but I didn't. Pen was just good enough. Right? But that's what I asked them. Anybody who was there that night, right, had to sign, right, to say that they agreed with everything that I put up there, because it all came from them. Right? And everybody signed up. Now, listen, it didn't go 100% the way we wanted it to go, but I would say from where we were this time last year to where we are now, we're halfway there. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't fucking happen like that. You've got to believe in what you're trying to do, and it will take you 3 years to get things running nice and smoothly. It'll take you 5 years to get things right to where you freaking want them to be as a club. Right? 100%. Okay? So that's basically what I have done. Right? Right. What I want to do here, okay, and I just want to show you this very, very quickly, right? Because I don't want you sitting in here all night, and if I talk for too long, I'll be home at 1 o'clock. So, it's very, very small, right? But what you got to look there, right? That's what we did this year. Right? So you've seen what we did last year. So that's what we did this year. So we reflected on our one-on-ones, right? This is the way we run it. Last Tuesday night, our organisation for 2018-19, right? How are we going to develop and improve on what we've got? We set our goals again, right? We put up on this slide here all our results, our firsts, our seconds, our thirds, all our results, right? And what they did, where we fell down, all right, in the AIL, where the seconds fell down in the conference, right? The seconds finished second, won the Junior Cup, right, and finished second in the second 15 league, right? Now, that's a poor season for Ballyhinch, right? Because the year before that they won everything, seconds. But that was part of the problem, right? Because a lot of the seconds wouldn't come up with like the firsts. That's sort of way, it's not 100%, but it's starting away changing, right? So again, we looked at the feedback and stuff from the one-on-ones. 85, I told you, right? Players overall happy. Small things needed to be tweaked, right? Bit of stuff at training. They wanted more. What we did at training this year was very, very interesting. The last 20 minutes, right? The last 20 minutes of every session would have been pressure training. So you've worked in your units, you've worked a wee bit on your installs, what you're going to do for this weekend, for the first and the seconds, and then bang. The last 20 minutes would have been right here. Kyler, condition. Kyler, 2 minutes, knock the shit out of them. Back, line out there, let's go, play. You play until there's a mistake, right? Once there's a mistake, back to Kyler. So you're putting them under pressure all the time, right? Where they're freaking rasping for breath, right? Some of them are being sick, but they've still got focus, they've still got to get their job done. That's what's going to take us out. Right? So we did lots of that and they loved it. Right? Well, sorry, most of them loved it. Okay? We then moved on to talk about, alright, specific. So I want to talk about set piece. Because I wasn't happy with that. Remember, I gave them that job. I wasn't happy with them. So I told them here, I'm stepping in again. If you guys don't sort this out, I take the line of the road. I'll see what happens. Right? Once we go back in July, I'll see what happens. Right? Accuracy in our set piece. Right. We had two of the top try scorers in 1B, in Ricky Rainey and Connor Kelly. Right? But we weren't happy with our accuracy in green. Do you know, like, happy days. I'm really happy with that. That means they're not happy with the number of tries they're scoring. They still score more. Happy days. Right? So we're working on the right lines. Right? How do we play? Now, I had said last year that I wanted to play an expansive game. Right? And we did play an expansive game, and I'll show you a wee bit in a minute. But what we did was, right, at Ballyhinch, I don't know, a few of you maybe played there before, but Ballyhinch, as you know, right, there's a freaking gale force wind comes down from the Mourns, right down the pitch, and blows a gale 99.9% of your Saturdays. Right, so we had to be able to play a game, right, with score tries, but not win. So we went to a bit of a monster type pattern, right, where we could play off our 9, or we could play off our 10, but we were organised. Right, so as we could play at that win, right, and then we kept the same kind of shape, but we also set parameters where what we were going to do in our red, red, amber D, amber A, green would be the way I would develop the pitch. So we looked at lots of little things there, all right, that's what we're going to do, and that's the way we went. And then as the season went on, we tried to build it up a wee bit. Right, we didn't get to where we wanted to be. Hence what we then went on to talk about on this night. Right, so we talked about our organisation, who's going to be doing what. Right, we talked about, Kyler talked about his conditioning, which as you can see starts next Tuesday with testing. Right, Harry McAleese talked about the new AIL structures. They've come out in the press the last couple of days. Right, we talked about what we're doing in the next month with our kicking sessions again. There'll be line out comes into that there, and there's the on-pitch sessions that we've talked about, right? And then we went on to more specifics, right? how are we going to develop and improve? And we looked at the objectives. Now, you've seen all those before, they were all up, right? And I'm sitting at home at the minute going through them to see what we need to change, right, for next year. So, development, we talked about how we're going to develop our game plan, right? We talked about our goals for our first, second, third, fourth, right? And then we came away from that there and we said, whoa, stop. Those are our goals, but what about our culture? What about our culture? Like, where are we with that? Right, so we went from the teams right back to finish with what the club. Right, and that's the most important thing. Right, finish it with the club. Now, just to show you a wee bit of light relief here, lads. Right, I thought this was really, really good, but two really bad refereeing decisions fucked us. Right. Well, so if you just look at here, this is just a wee bit of what we did. All right. It's always the way, isn't it, lads? Start again.
Our deepest fear is not that we are adequate. Our deepest fear is that we are.
I'll show you all this. It's about 4 minutes, right? But it just goes to show the way that we wanted to play our rugby, right? I can put that clip in, that's my song. There's one interesting thing about this group of players, okay? It's a fairly new group of players, right? And we had the group at the front at the start there were the oldest guys, okay? Stuart Orr, Jerry Colan. Stuart Orr would be about 26, Jerry Colan would be about 35, right? But outside that there, and Stuart Morrow would be about 29. Outside that there, everybody else is under 25, right? And 3, 4 All-Ireland games, we played with a front row of 18, 18 and 19. Right, so Well, Baston's actually a Donegal boy. No? Yeah. He went to St Mary's in Dublin. Right? So, that's me. Basically, if there's anything you guys want to ask, if there are any questions, I'm happy to try and answer. But like, I perfectly understand that this is not Ballinge, right? But what I do want to tell you is that your youth structure that you have here is better than Ballinge, right? So what we've got to try and find a way is, hopefully the 20s will help, but we've got to find a way to get our firsts, right, aligned, right, and working with what's coming up through, right? So we've got to make sure that we are right at the top, right? If we can do that there this year, get right at the top, right? And what is below us, push up and in, push up and in, push up and in, then, you know, you're laughing. But the key thing is, we've got to be in a position, all right, that we attract and keep those guys here, right? Keep those guys here playing, right? And all the stuff that Jeremy has said, all right, that the club are trying to do, right? You guys need to back that, and you guys need to think about the stuff that I've put up there, right? And with your coach, right, in your club, you now need to think about making sure that you have your goals and objectives, not just on your pitch, right? But off the pitch, what you want to do. It's your club, right? It's not just about your first 15. It is your club, right? And what you want to do about making that your family. It's not about, oh, here, it's a lads' night out. It's not about that. It's about the girlfriends, right? It's about the guys who've got kids, right? Everybody here, right? You're wearing each other's shirts, you're hitting each other in the back, you're hugging them up, and you're making sure you're a family. That's what it's got to be, right? When you do that, and everybody buys into it, small steps, you'll take the whole thing forward. I promise. I promise.
Right. Thank you very much. Can I say, that was great. It gives us an idea. Someone from outside coming in, who's in another club, giving us ideas, a flavour of what another club at a different level than us is doing well. And don't forget, they have problems too. So, you know, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to put this right. We are definitely getting Ryan. Okay, we are going to have him regularly in our club. We're definitely doing all the things I've said. Hopefully CCRO. Definitely advertising, as long as you guys are in agreement with this, advertising, trying to get a proper paid coach. It won't be a part-time, it won't be like a full-time consultancy thing like Brian was talking about earlier for Armagh. We're not in that league, but we do need, you know, to see who's out there. Another thing that I didn't mention, the thing is, we should be advertising for players, maybe an overseas player. The one thing that Diggy mentioned to me, and I totally agree with him, he said that we've not had a number 9 resident in the club. We've had a 9 maybe living in Dublin, getting back on a Friday night late. How can you train without a number 9? You know what I mean? We need a number 9 in this club that's sort of here. Like, there's no coincidence that when we were doing well, Brooksy was here. He was like the oil in the machine. He was there consistently all the time. It made such a difference to our team. We need a number 9 in this club. So we need to, you know, either develop one. We've got Rory McGinty's going to be 18 in January, but he's going to want to go away to college, so that's not a long-term solution. We probably should see if we can get an overseas number 9, play a coach type of role in here. So if we put this advert out in the next couple of weeks, spread that advert. You've got links in New Zealand or South Africa or England or Wales, Scotland, even down the country. See if we can get a number 9 to move up here. If you're in a position where you can possibly provide I'm not saying give someone a job, but be in a business where you can introduce them to the right people to get them a job so they can live in the town for a year. Let's do that. Yeah, the other clubs do that. In Armagh, Charlie's at school down there. They have these lads who are sort of like, what should you say, on a gap year type of thing. Amazing rugby players. They're playing for Armagh, say number 10. They come from England, but they're boarding masters at his school because they all talk to each other. They all get things. So, you know, here we don't have that, but there's probably bars in town. There's Primerica. You know, we might be able to find employment for someone who might come and play for us for a season. You know, these things are things we should be thinking about. So, I'm starting to waffle on again. But, can we get some questions and some feedback about this? First of all, who likes what they've heard and wants to sort of follow through on the plans, you know, and the culture, and you know, get stuck into this and something similar to the way Brian has explained? Yes, Mark?
I agree.
All right, okay. Is anyone going to say anything?
Oh, the only problem I see with you all the time, like playing, like, is there's no white youth coming through onto the senior team. You're always relying on the other guys all the time. The boys are here consistently, like Dougie and people like that. all the time running around looking for boys that have retired because the youth isn't coming in for senior.
Yeah. Well, we, you know, as I said earlier, every club has that problem with retention of youth.
Oh, I
so
know
they-
the boys when
they
we
go away.
college and stuff like that, it can't be helped, like, it's
But
fine,
we can do more, James
Yeah,
Lee, because the fact is that, what would I say now? How we look after these young guys is probably not what it should be. I have had, since, you know, the communications through Facebook and all that pretty bad way of communicating, in my opinion, I had a couple of people ring me up and explain why they weren't still involved. And it was to do with the culture there, and the fact is that these guys weren't being looked after by the senior players. Okay, they're also concerned there wasn't a coaching structure. Fair enough. This is a point which we're trying to solve. But you have to look after these young guys. When they're fresh out of under 18s, they're still school kids basically. They're, you know, young. I have been in a position in my old club in Guy's Hospital where I was made captain as about 22. I'd been, what should you say, given a baptism of fire by a few older players, you know, and I got through it. I didn't enjoy it at the time, but Jesus, when I got to that position, I wasn't trying to victimise anybody. But when you're in that position, you don't realise it. If you're, you know, at the senior end of the club and you start to sort of make someone feel uncomfortable, you think it's an initiation. You think it's grateful. Let's dress them up, make a laughing stock of them. Some people can deal with that. There's others that can't. I think you've got to be a bit more empathetic. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying we become totally soft, but if you start throwing all the shit of the day at these guys, some of them will walk away. And I know there's a few people who walked away when I was in that position because I probably got it wrong as well. So all I'm saying is, if we're a club putting through the same thing, we're trying to nurture these young guys, you've got to be a little bit sympathetic and bring them in slowly, and build them up, and be aware that some guys can take it and some guys can't. Yes, Chris?
That contradicts the point about making Jerry Fanny walked out.
Yeah, but Jeremy Fanny's an established player, and you know he's also he's a character that can take it, Chris. He's a character.
You got to know your clientele, right? You got to know your clientele, and like just as, if I could just say there about the under 18s now, Ballyhinch under 18s are not the same league as Letterkenny's, but what we do is as soon as that guy hits his 18th birthday, he'll come and train with us. Right, we'll bring him in to train with our first, second, thirds, fourths, and like he still plays, and he'll get a game. Right, if his under 18 side don't have a game on Saturday, we'll get him a game for our second, thirds, fourths, wherever we think he's able to play.
No, it's just because if you take the average age of the team at the minute, we're all out. Simple as it is. There's no speed. Nobody's speed. They need youth, like. There's one.
The average age last season was about
So it's very young.
It was
team
about
over the last
20.
couple of years.
22, probably been the average age this season. The players went out.
There's loads of under 18s who pushed through in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
First
just-
team.
Last season was very few because there were a lot of 18s haven't turned 18. They just now in the last month or two, they say
Yeah,
it's
I'm
all
saying
over.
from the under
From the
18s, the
previous
yeah, have pushed through.
Well, look, I think the basic thing is we can probably do better. I mean, you can't ignore the fact that we can probably do this a bit better. And let's face it, this is a general discussion which is great, but we need to get that committee in there, that senior leaders group in there, the senior players group, and start to get people training. And let's face it, going on what Brian said, we should be starting this pre-season stuff now. There should be gym sessions going on. I've been speaking to Joe Gallagher, seeing if we can get him involved on once a week through pre-season. Brian himself is available on Mondays and Wednesdays, more or less from maybe now on, or certainly July and August. Is that right, Brian?
Not July, no.
August, is it? Yeah.
It'll be August 10th, yeah.
Yeah.
But late July may be possible, but in August certainly.
Oh, there's one other thing that wasn't mentioned yet. Brian has a youth academies, and it's run in lots of places in the north, and you've got a team of coaches there.
Yeah.
We've signed up for this, right? 8th and 9th of August down here for anyone between the ages of 12 and 17.
Yeah.
So basically, that is our youth section, and we need about 25 to 30 boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the minimum number? About 25 to 30.
Work with less, like it all depends on how many boys want to do it. If there's more than that, we can do that,
Yeah. But if you think our pre-season, obviously, and while Brian's here and his team, I'm sure they'll probably be staying the night.
Yeah.
Let's have a senior session down here. That's another good thing. Something else that's in the pipeline that not many people know about, and maybe, I don't know, possibly breaking her confidence to say, but Ricky Huey's trying to get Ulster down here at the end of August on a proper session out there on the pitch. And some of it will be a closed session, but we, as the coaches of our club, will be more than welcome to attend. The afternoon will be a public session. You can bring all the minis, the youths and everything, and there'll be a big kickabout going on down there with the Ulster Centre. Do you see what I mean? So, you know, between what we're getting here from Brian and what we possibly, hopefully, CCRO, the Ulster session down here, we could be in an amazing place before we start this season, right? We just need to get going with that. So, any other questions that you want to find out? Yes, Michael.
I've one, and I must say I find it very positive. I'm not coaching at the minute, but I think it's the kind of thing that people, and I'd like to think that most people here do want to learn. And I think without a doubt there's an opportunity there for everyone who wants to learn. I think that we can. I think there's enough numbers out there that showing that through our youth sections and all the rest of numbers in. I think we can do that 18s all the way down, hopefully at 20s. I'm talking about coaching and support. One of the challenges, and I'm actually saying it's a challenge, it's not a negative, and I don't mean to expect, but we've got to address it. We live in Donegal, a lot of our kids go away to college. A lot of our kids have been going away to work. That there is changing, and that now with the alternatives, more people staying here, but it is a very real challenge that people, so we particularly now we've won that whole team. Right, we've got a little bit, what realistically, if half our team are away in college, and we can fight about it, we can do this and that, but I must say, all of us want our kids to go away to college, wherever it is that they're going, to learn or to work. And so there is a challenge there. You know, we have to GAA teams, Roscommon, Donegal, and all the rest of the players away. How do we overcome that to still leave meaningful training sessions? That it is worthwhile coming out, and that, because that's one of the big challenges here. The best world in the world, some of the players are not here to train. They can't come from Dublin, can't come from Dublin. So that's just something to think about. That doesn't necessarily have to be answered tonight, but it's I think it is something we've got to actually look at that and say that doesn't mean that we just give up. But I think we just address it.
But I think also, you know, our kids go away, about 500 18-year-old men come to LYIT every year. And I think we haven't.
4,000 this year since I was there, like, there was a team there, and there was players like I am here because I came from the AT and was brought out here by players that were here in the club that were in the AT as well. People like Charlie Egan, you know, and got out here because of the AT. You know, that is a resource that's there.
But I think we haven't actually.
No,
You see, that is a good example of how we can turn an apparent disadvantage, because everything that Michael said is totally valid. But we have this resource, this 4,000 students, obviously, probably half for girls, well, there's opportunities there for girls rugby, but there's probably 2,000 lads in there. And some of them will be playing for other clubs. The fact is, you know, that they will have played for other clubs and now they're here. You know, that's definitely something we can develop and work on.
There's guys go away to college, and like guys who play for St Junans, GA, Gweedore, GA, they all come back. They all come back up like at the weekend. The train, like we're talking about doing a Friday night session. The guys come back on a bus. Guys will come back if there's something there for them. If they see it being serious, and they're not going to get in a bus and pay 20 or 30 euros to get up home to come and train with 4 or 5 guys and no coach. I think if you have something in place, guys will come back. And you see it with the GA. You see young guys coming home every single weekend.
Jeremy, maybe that's the answer, the kind of answer. Well, first of all, the GA are slightly different because their playing season is different. They're here now, they're back in college. They've limped through the first months. But the Friday night session, for example, and all that. So I do think it's some solution. One of the things I was just going to come to, I played here when we had no facilities. We trained out in car parks and all the rest of it. But we had still core, small numbers of people. But you know what, we fucking loved it. We loved it, and I would say, and I'm trying to tell us, I do think we've stopped giving out and expecting other people to do it. I do think we did feel good about being involved. Right? And do feel, I made some of my best friends here by socialising, by coming at the bar, totally agree with what you're saying, Brian, there. People should come in And it doesn't matter, there's a couple of you bound for your opposite number, those small things coming. You didn't actually touch on something up there in the middle, Brian, you said about the dressing rooms away and home.
Yeah.
Right, those kind of things, that is what matters. That's the kind of positive thing. I love to just feel those kind of small things. And it'll make people want to come here on a Friday night, because you know what, they'll just like that type of, that's what freaking rugby's about, and make people want to come back.
And also to volunteer for other things within the club. I'm just going to mention Rory here for a second, because Rory was not involved in the club for a while, playing and then getting injured and kind of, did what everybody else tends to do in this club, step away and never be seen again. And now he's back in the club coaching under 18s, and it's fantastic to have him on board, and he's enjoying it. And then, there's plenty of people here who have stopped playing in our group. They're not here today maybe, but believe me, they're still sort of in the club. They're not coming back and giving something back. How can we turn that around? Sean's going to go on the stage 3 course, alright? Plenty to get these guys going and bring them in. So there are people putting their hands up for volunteering, but it's fun. If you do a coaching course and all you've done ever is play, and then suddenly you start coaching, I did it a few years ago, the under 18, it was great fun. Keys and John Anthony and all those kind of guys, some of you in this room, Ronan, it was brilliant coaching these guys. I loved every second of it, right? And look, some of them are still here. Fantastic. So all I'm saying is, when it does get to the end of your career, if you finish, put somebody back in. Go in and coach again. You'll love it. Yes, Alan.
One of the things I found, I started coaching when I was about 25, and through my deep end, suddenly you found out why you're doing things, because before you did it automatically. You learn so much about the game, it's like a different way of thinking about the game because you're coaching. And improves your game 100% to buy them.
Well, and
I can pass up the left hand when I start coaching.
I'm the same as that. But as Brian said, sometimes he gets the senior players to coach the scrum, coach the liners, get those guys in, coaching for the coaches. So in other words, you are coaching, but you're a team member. There's nothing wrong with that.
So what's the next step now, Charlie?
The next step now, well, we need that group of players in Ballinage. Brian said, right, I'm going to chair the players committee twice, and then you're on your own. You do it. That's what Brian has done in Ballinage, right? Now, I'm not saying I do it. You could do it, Mike. You could do it, Michael. Someone else in this club could do that. But you guys have to organise your own affairs. Right? You've got to take responsibility. You think that someone is going to parachute in and look after you the way you were when you were youth. That's not going to happen, folks. The executive committee is about 5 people who are all mini dads. It's not because that we want to be in control or anything. If someone stepped in now and said to Sean, right, I'll be chairman, said to me, you step away now, you've put 2 or 3 hard years' work, I'll do your job now. I'd take their hand off. Alright? All I'm saying is, you guys want, we're not there out of choice in some ways. We just feel we have to be there because the club almost collapsed 2 years ago. Right? But we're doing our best, genuinely. No, no personal grudges. I am doing my best, and so is Sean, and so is some others. When we say we can't help you seniors because there's only 2 of us who are trying to do everything else, Sean's doing the pitches and all the work, we mean it, genuinely. It's up to you guys to put your hand up, organise a meeting. You're good enough at communicating on WhatsApp. Let's get you communicating in a positive way, so that you can organise the actual team.
Just on that, guys, like, I know that you have a WhatsApp group, which Jeremy was talking about earlier on. I had a WhatsApp group, and I thought it was a great idea, a way of getting the whole club together, right? But every club has its problem, right? Every club has a problem, and Ballinhinch had a problem last year too, right? And that sort of way broke down in the middle of the season, and I had to leave it because there was so much fucking shite on it, right? If you have a club, right? If you have a club WhatsApp, right? I used it so that everybody could know what was happening at training, right? Who was playing on Saturday. I put the teams up the squads up on a Tuesday, right? And the teams up on a Thursday. Thumbs up if you're okay to play, fine, alright? That was grand. But then it was on Saturday nights, right? And you get fucking stupid videos going on. And I just said, this is bullshit, lads. This is not what I set this up for. You want this? You go and have that there on another site. but don't even mention Ballyhinch, because that's not what the rugby club's about, right? This WhatsApp group for me was about making sure that I knew they could communicate with me on the WhatsApp if people couldn't train, right? And then those guys then, everybody else saw that they weren't training. So you start to build little things, well, fuck, look, Jeremy's not training again, fucking typical, I'll down somebody's mouth, you know what I mean? and that's the way, your WhatsApp group has to be about, your club WhatsApp group has to be about your club, right? And making sure that you're getting to where you want to be, right? Jeremy's talked and I've talked, right? You tell me, who's the best player in your club to lead your social committee? Come on, get out there. Who is it?
Come on, players.
Who is it?
Come on, boys.
Who's going to say, right, I'll do that,
Stand up and
and
make
I'll organise, all right, with a group of people. All you need is 4 people, all right? 4 people, and then those 4 go and grab somebody to help them with a function, all right? Who are your 4 best leaders, okay, who will start you off on your players committee, right? To make sure your rugby's organised, to make sure that things are being discussed and then brought back and discussed with Jeremy. Try and sort that out before you leave here tonight, right? Stand up and fucking take responsibility, right? Stand up and take responsibility. Who will lead a social group? He mightn't be here tonight, right? But somebody fucking, who's the guy who can talk the talk and walk the walk? Where is he? Right? Get him. He then gets 3 of his mates to start you off. You don't need any more. But you can come in through that door here tonight and you can all sit here, you can all say, oh yeah, this is all fucking great, this is brilliant. But unless you do something about it, it won't change. So, by the end of the week, somebody get on to Jeremy and say, I'll do that. Who's going to captain the side? He has to be the #1 person on your players committee. Alright? And then, another senior player, get a fucking young player on that committee. A young player. Right? Who you can build into it and take them on. Right? But that has to be done this week. Or else, I'll come back up in August and won't be no further on. Take responsibility. Right? Who's captain last year? Is he here tonight?
Not here.
Not here. You got a captain for this year yet? No?
Not yet, no.
Right. Who was the forwards leader last year? Is he here tonight?
Diggy.
Diggy? Yeah. Diggy, can I ask you a really big favour? Will you do me a really big favour? Right, will you sort out a players committee for me, please? A players committee. 4 people. Right? Right? And you need 1 young guy. Right? Somebody. Right? Happy days. From that there, Diggy, okay, I want you then, okay, in that little committee, right, to try and sign out another 4 guys to sort out the social end. Can you do that? Sorry, can you do that? You need to start your own WhatsApp group with your first what are the chances of getting the seconds out?
I was just going to ask that.
Right, hold on a wee minute here. But you know what I did at Ballyhinch last year in the 1-on-1s? I asked them all, did they have a friend who played at Ballyhinch but doesn't play anymore?
Just want to make a point to it.
Do you have a friend, right, up the town who doesn't play anymore but could play? At least Frankie's going to be asked, he's away.
Well, that goes back to that. Like was saying, anyone of our friends who play, most of them are working in Dublin, working in Cork, working in
Right. Hold on, I want to tell you something here. You see the photograph up there now of Jerry Cohen? Jerry, I don't know if you guys know Jerry Cohen, but he's a good pal of mine, right? I was walking past the bot one time about 2003-4, and Jerry had just come up from court. He was in Queens, and he rolled out of the bot, right? And I was walking down the street, I said, flip me, I knew your face, because he played for Munster Schools. And I said, what are you doing up here? He says, I'm at Queens, and I'm on day release at Queens, and I've got a job. He says, why are you playing rugby? He says, I haven't even thought about that yet. I'll see you train with Ballymena Tuesday night. And that was him. And he's still fucking there. Right? 34, 35, I think he is now. Right? But unfortunately he's retired. Right? But he's going to do a job for me this year on the line. That's what you need, a small job. He's going to stand on the touchline, right, for me in AIL games, right, and go on the pitch with messages. Happy bloody days. Right? But that's what you need. You need to find people who will back you, who will fight for you. And people, I know you hear it all the time, people who you want to go to war with. Huh? Who do you want to go to war with? Let's find them. Let's get them here. Right? Going down, you're bound to be in a bar, you see a guy 6'4", 6'5", what do? Tap him on the shoulder. Right? Get them here. Right? Get them here. The young fellas, your mates? Huh? Your mates? Where are they? Away to college? Right? Are they at college at the minute? Right? Well, fucking get them here for pre-season. Right? Get them here, get them motivated, get them going. Right? Tell them they're welcome. Tell them you want them here. Right? And start building. Okay? From today, don't sit with your fucking arms folded. Right? Get on your feet, get off your ass, and get it going. Right? And get it going.
And I was just to qualify that, don't send them a text, don't meet in person, doorstep basically.
Phone them and arrange a coffee.
I want to have a coffee.
And pint.
The first thing, another thing is the one-on-one thing is this thing that we really need to get going right away, and without a coach just right at the moment, it would be worthwhile some senior members in the club getting one-on-ones with all the players to see what they want, and at least then when you know what we have in place, we know what we're dealing with.
Yeah. Well, 100%. Like for me, like your senior people in your club, happy days. But you guys have to be happy, right? Like I take the one-on-ones, right? And you guys have to be happy. You have to put it all out there, right? That's why I stated to you at the start. I'm honest. I don't give two fucks whether you think I'm a dick or not. You know, I don't care. Right? But I want you to be honest with me. I'll be honest back. Right? That's the crucial thing about the one-on-ones. Has to be. Okay? Because you need, in the one-on-ones, I need to know, are you happy with training? Right? And then if somebody says, yeah, well then I dig. Are you sure? You happy with selection? Are you happy with the way we're selecting our teams? Right? No train, no play. You happy with that? Right? Those are the things that, I've got to draw out of you. You might say, well, here, Brian, I can only give you 1 night a week. That's okay. Right? But you're making a commitment to me 1 night a week. That's fine. Right? As long as the other night is something you got to work that night, or you got to do babysit that night, fuck, things happen. Do you know what I mean? Alright, I would advise you ever agree to that, by the way. Right? Fucking get 2 nights in a row.
Okay, when something goes on in the club, sorry, sure.
I think if we go to the second team next year, over time to somehow we need a plan in place for new players coming in that are confident.
I think we should have one of our objectives, our goals, is if we can't field a second team this year, we need to build along this model we're talking about, getting the vibe going. We need to be absolutely aiming for a second team next year. We can, I think, field a second team sporadically. I think we'll be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So say we have friendlies just to build the thing.
Sorry, Joe. You're trying to make the point here, if there's a 20s team playing during the week, why can't we play those guys on a Saturday to make up our seconds? Is that what you're saying?
No, say there's someone 24 that wants to in the group. You can't just throw in with the first team set. You just throw in the deep end. You need a process sometimes to introduce him to the game.
I think the 20
That's
one or two. So just throw in with the 20s.
We can
Flexible thing. It's non-competitive. There are proper matches and stuff. You can break the rules a bit. I don't mean you can put a 35-year-old in there, but if someone's early 20s,
if we can get
slightly on strength compared to some of the teams.
if we can get numbers out, and there's the possibility of us having a seconds team, rather than going spending three or 4,000 quid at the start of the season when a seconds team fall apart, let's arrange friendlies. There's City of Derry thirds, Strabane thirds and seconds.
Fridge, have you looked at going to Finn Valley or the other club down there and seeing Sir Connell and seeing
Well,
where their seniors are gone.
Tyrconnell was a bust, and we tried that the day they folded. We had one of them who was semi-regular, the rest of the guys just,
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if you could get those three clubs together,
yeah.
right? Put out a second team from those three clubs. That's about the standard,
Mhm.
okay? So, you know, how we approached it, thought of approaching those two clubs. We don't have to call it Letterkenny, we can call it Donegal, and it can be based in the three clubs.
It's an idea.
To answer Jerry, when I consider the strategy of maybe just consolidating the force this year with 20-25 players, our aim, as the boys are saying, to try and get some semblance of a second stone to supplement. Because the life of the first has to be there, as he pointed out, we have to have a system to get in together.
That's the other thing as well.
What do you think?
The thing we were all prepared for last year is the force for the last couple of years, you lose two players, you can draw on the group for the seconds to bring them up. We didn't have that last year with the seconds. You lose two players, on the way on holidays, these can't make up. You know group of players to draw from, so you're left
I
out.
think, if you don't mind, I think the only thing we need, going back to what Brian said, is somebody who stands up and says, I'm the second team captain. The last time we had a proper second team captain, that kind of got everybody together socially, and we won a cup and stuff, and that was only about 3-4 years ago. Conor Lawless.
We won the league.
Yeah, but the first one in Q4, but the seconds were in the same league as they've always been, so the bottom rung of the ladder. But we had a team, you know, we were going out to play, and we were having fun and everything. But unfortunately, then kind of just.
I think there was the problem with this thing is that at that stage when that was going well, like I was on here and it was the same 10, 11, 12 players every game. You know, the spine of the team was there, and you had that spine,
Yes.
and it was easy to pull in on that
Yeah.
if needed. But the last couple of years, you know, it's just a free for all for the seconds.
The other thing
You
you
get a
have-
spine in because
Yeah.
you know you're not coming out to get a
So
hammer.
it's basically demographically, we just lost that
Oh,
spine.
yeah, just, I think that if you give a spine in the second team business, the rest of the longest ball in the business.
It wasn't just that, though, you have to look at most of the first.
Oh, I know that.
And they have
That's
to
what
switch
you
lanes.
want.
And then,
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, things that, I'd like to ask about the under 20.